Hi, it's Arash Azadi talking to you. In this video, we are going to go through how to install and run the Body Glitch Transcendence version 1 maxforlive device. It's a device that turns the webcam device or any video input as webcam to a 3D visual model that works and reacts to audio live. So it's a generative visual device basically. So to begin with, we need to install it in a way that we can get access to it in a easy way. So the best way to go through it is to open the browser of Ableton Live, click on add folder, which is here, and then go to the folder that you have downloaded. And for me is this folder, Body Glitch Transcendence version 1. You select the folder and basically it comes below your other folders in Ableton Live. You click on it, then you see the device. For sure you need to have maxforlive or max 7 or 8 installed on your computer to run any maxforlive device. So you just drag it. It's audio effect, so it basically works with the audio input of any channel. So it can work the best and easiest way when you drop it on the master track, but you can also drop it on any audio or MIDI track. So it works with the output of anything that creates audio. So I usually use it for master track. And to just give you an overview and background of how I made it and why I made it. In 2016, I was working on a project called Diachrony. It was a project with a dancer I did. So I wanted to translate the movement of the dancer to sound and light and visuals. So this patch was specifically made for visuals. So I was using the picture that Kinect device was giving to me as my source material or footage, and then use it as a virtual webcam inside of this maxforlive device that later turned to Body Glitch. And so when my dancer was moving, was creating visuals, and at the same time through the Kinect she was creating sounds. So basically when she was moving, she was creating sounds and visuals, like a audio visual generative instrument. So let's begin and get into it. So you just drag and drop it on the master channel. So this is it. I have the window. You can resize it. So first of all, you need to set your input device. On Windows or Mac, you're gonna see the names of your input devices. I have my hardware webcam, which is Lenovo, and also I have a split cam virtual webcam for when I want to use other footages, video or images to be processed in this application. So let's begin with the hardware webcam on my device. I select it. Immediately if you have like a small light next to your webcam or something that indicates that the webcam is on, when you select it, it automatically gonna turn on. And then you have to turn on the device. So yeah, this is basically how it works. The default color is red, and let me explain how is this rendering working. So it uses the webcam image and then through the contrast, it create an kind of a plane surface based on the picture. So if I let me turn into like, so you see, so based on the contrast of the image, it creates this surface, and it works with the amplitude of the voice. So I have my voice as an input here, so you see with the amplitude of the sound, it creates different levels and surfaces. And then you can adjust the input, so now it's barely affecting, and now it's very like too much. So you can adjust that for the effect you want. Let me put it back to 0 decibel. Okay, somewhere around that. And reset this. So the first thing you need to know is draw mode. On the draw mode, it basically you set how you want this 3D image to be rendered. So you have this tree grid, which is a 3D modeling, like totally like with the surface, and then you have points, which are like this. I personally really like this. It's like super trippy, cool, especially if you go like to things like this, like. And then you have lines, which is also super cool, and you can see like the depth of the picture and the surface. And then you have combinations of this stuff like line strip, which are like more interconnected. And then you have line loop, which is also my other favorite. I usually work with like triggering, line loop, points. And then you have other stuff, like you have plenty of options here to play around and like. Yeah, and so yeah, basically you set your rendering mode for your shapes in the draw mode. Let's put it back to triggering. Now let's talk about the colors. You have shape color, you have background color. And so this is like, let's say it doesn't set the color, it sets the color balance of the picture. So if I put all the colors in, you will get a full color spectrum of your picture. And then you can be selective about the color balance, and you can get like one color settings out of it like this. The other thing is the background color. So as you see now it's black. I can turn it to like green, and I can turn it to like red. And it works best when you have like when you're on other transparent draw modes like lines. So let me make it white. So now you see the effectiveness of the background color. You can get really interesting things with it in combination with, let's say, if I put it on points and then I make it on like red, and then things like this, and then you see. Let me put it back to black. Then you have rotate the body. So the body is the image you have. You can go on X axis. You can go to y-axis, you can go to z, and you have camera, which basically works like very similar, but in combination with this body rotation, you can create very interesting effects. And then the other option is the full screen. So usually when you want to use this for an audio visual performance, you need a second screen, like an extended screen. And the way it works is that like you drag it to the screen you want to be projected. You want this to be full screen. So imagine you drag it to your second screen somewhere, and you have to be fully on the second screen, and then you hit the full screen button, and it goes like totally full screen. And whenever you want to come out of it, just press escape. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is automation. Like all these settings and boxes here are totally adjustable. You can MIDI map them, like by right clicking on them, edit MIDI map, and then add your MIDI device and just map it with the controller you want to use it for your live performance to make it totally tweakable. Like almost all the options here are tweakable. Even the draw mode, you can just change the drawing by turning your knobs and things like that. And also you can key map it. Like let's say if I want the green to be like on and off on a key, if I don't have a like MIDI keyboard, I just want to key map, and I press 2, escape. So whenever I press 2, it goes to green. And like if, for example, if I want to make something like a strobe effect for the background to directly go to white, so you see the possibilities. Like you have plenty of options to improvise live, and this is the main aspect and goal for this device, to just play around with generative visuals live on the go. You can also automate this stuff. Like let's say I want to automate this. If you have like a specific like track that you want to sync things up with it, or if you have like a clip, if you inserted an clips, especially MIDI clips, then you can have them in the clips, so you can run it directly from live session. But I just want to show you the automation option. So I have it here as like any normal Ableton effect. I select the box I want to automate. It shows me, and here I go. Like let's say I want it to go up and come down, then come up. And if I play it, you see I'm automating my picture. Sorry, I had to pause the video. So yeah, now we can also automate other options as well. Let's say if I want to automate this y-axis as well. So let's see now. So we are animating our picture, and then you can also set loops, and also set, just click at the first bar, set 1, and then you have, let's say, other event here, like when we have like colors. So let me, like, I want to add green, and then I want to add blue like this. And then you move the second loop, and at the beginning of that thing, that happening, you put another set, and you can go like this using, and you can also MIDI map this selector and go from different set scenes and settings to the other one, and you can have them as loops. So you see, this is this one, and let me show. Yeah, things like this. So you see, like, there are a lot of possibilities for you to manipulate and like create animated scenes and sync it with your music and like your things that are happening inside of Ableton Live. And you can also like use a combination of like automating and also using your MIDI controllers with the mapping to make it like more flexible and tweakable for your needs. The other thing I wanted to show you here is like using let me get rid of all. Okay, this is nice. I wanted to show you how to use like other footages here, because when you use a webcam, it doesn't actually use a lot of like GPU and CPU, because it's just like a still image for maxforlive to process it, as if like it's the same as webcam. So webcam doesn't really uses that much of GPU and CPU. So there are plenty of different softwares out there that you can use. Any sort of virtual webcam software can be useful. Like I use this free software on Windows called SplitCam. I'm not sure if they have like Mac versions as well, but there is TwistCam or CamTwist for Mac, which is also a free software I was using when I was using my Mac. The principle of them is simple. You just give them different inputs, and your computer shows it as a webcam device. So let me show you how I use like SplitCam for this. Click on video, and I have this photo selected here, or I can go with something else, like let's say I can go with this Armenian eternity symbol. Okay, you have to find the right image and format, sometimes tricky. So let's go with the same painting. Okay, so now we have it here. The next step is to go to our device and select our virtual webcam device. So as you can see, now we have this footage. So if I want to show you the original, I go on trigger, and so this is our picture. Now it's, of course, because it's like it shows the last processed data based on the matrix of the picture. So if I bring the voice back, the audio I mean, So you see this, and you can have like slideshows based on like whatever the options are here. And yeah, you see, now I have like a selection of images, and it works like this. And every software has its own like settings and limitations, and you have to play with it and find the right settings for you. And you can also add like video file. I haven't tried this on this software, but let's try. If I have a small video clip, 87 megabytes. Okay, let's try. So you see, I'm having a 87 megabyte video being rendered in a 3D surface live in a generative settings, and my CPU usage is on 7%. Of course, like on different devices it can be different, but generally it's way economic in terms of GPU and CPU when you use your footages as a webcam picture image. And you see I can control, so this footage is already in red, so you see I can like totally go nuts with these things, like crazy effects. And yeah, it's like a, so you see this is the image, and like I can go lines and just check it out. This is like really awesome. Based on like different footages, you get like these random results that like you can play with. So thanks for watching this and being interested in my device, and I hope this will add a lot of fun and different aspects to your live performances. And you can also like try to screen record your visuals and use them as footages for your like videos and like posts and things like that. And yeah, I hope you have fun with it.